What's going on? Yeah, I'm saying, there we go, having issues with the signal again. Max Prime, what's happening? All right. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to maybe cut this one a little bit short because I got some other stuff I need to take care of in just a little bit. But you know, everybody's heard by now about the shooting out in Florida. What's up, Travis Jones? It's good. Give me a second. Pull up something real quick. I mean, something to sip on while I'm chilling. Andre Kitchen. Shalom. What up? Sly Steve. What's happening? Alright. But, I mean, we already heard about the shooting yesterday. There's already speculation that it's a false flag. Already speculation that, you know, it was set up and all that. I took some notes earlier. You know, just from what I've seen so far on social media, these different places. You know, watched a couple videos, seen lots of posts on Facebook, and you know, people had videos and things like that. Shout out from New Zealand. Oh man, what's going on, Dreezy? Alright, Heather, how you doing? Lolo, what's happening? So just wanted to go over some notes. Got some in my drink. Gonna have a sip out of my favorite cup right there. Boom. So here's what I got concerning this shooting. All right, so apparently in Parkland, Florida yesterday there was 17 people killed in a mass shooting. They're already calling it Valentine's Day Massacre. That seems to be a common theme throughout history. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's already been a couple events that were already named Valentine's Day Massacre. It just seems like this is a little more than a coincidence. You know, I'll probably do a little more digging into this subject after I get off. Might talk more about it, maybe not. But I'm pretty sure this ties into you know, what we were talking about yesterday, but apparently it goes a little bit deeper than that. You know, it's beyond like just paganism, you know, sex rituals and all that. It goes into these deeper esoteric meanings, the signs and symbols, the heart and all that, where all that stuff's going on. And thing I believe, obviously they're trying to push this agenda to take the guns from people and all that, but you know, that's just me being one of them conspiracy folk, I suppose. But you know, that's yeah, there's a lot going on out here, but so we're just trying to get information out as best we can. So alright, so the thing that a lot of people won't look into is the idea that false flags can occur even when people like actually die, because there are people saying that you know, you're calling it a false flag, so you're saying that it didn't happen. No, I'm not saying so much that it didn't happen. You know, we gotta understand the mind of these psychopaths. So I mean, they're willing to actually sacrifice people in order to you know, push this agenda forward. So yeah, I mean, it could be a false flag, it could be, you know, a psyop of some sort to push the agenda, but that doesn't mean that people didn't die. But we really don't know, because it's only like a day old, so we don't have all the information. My money will be on fake, but that's just me. I don't really trust anything. I mean, it's on the news, it's all over the place. You know, they don't put anything out there that they don't want us to know about. So, you know, it's got to be another aspect of the mind control. All right, what's going on from Argentina? What's happening? China Miss Jones, Daniel Reza, what's good? All right, so here's what I got as far as my little notes that I scribbled up real quick. I'm not going to show you my handwriting. It's real bad. All right. So I was listening to there was one phone call. Somebody was doing a interview with one of the students that was going to that school, and you know, there was a drill. like a month before that, and the girl was on the phone talking about how there was a drill taking place, and that they were going through these different exercises where they would they had different codes, like code green is this, code blue, means all clear. Then code red for this drill that they just happened to be conducting a month ago, code red was like an active shooter on the scene. So, there was that. It's just coincidental, to say the least, how all this stuff happens. But then the girl went on to talk about how there was a rumor going on at the school that there would be a fake shooting, and she actually used the term fake shooting. You know what I mean? So she was out there just, hearing things. She was on the radio talking about this stuff. This is just something else that I heard online. So there was that. Let me see now. So apparently there was a drill. The kids are talking about that. They're talking about the character of the kid that supposedly did this, saying that he, I believe they said he was 19, and that he was a former student. And I don't know, it was kids talking about how he had been bullied and how they were making fun of him, saying that he would be, the person to shoot up the school if anybody was going to shoot up the school. They're like, yeah, it will be him. I'm not sure what the mainstream news is covering, but just picking through what I see and sharing what I've come across with you all. So there was that. There was the kid's social profile. They were talking about how he was involved in these different groups online. They linked him to Antifa. Like there was a picture of him apparently online. He had his fist up, had on this red shirt, had the Antifa logo on it and whatever. I'm like, all right, so that might very well be what's going on. Apparently he was really into these gun groups online. They were saying if you check his Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or one of those, that he was really obsessed with guns. And that's obviously somebody that probably should have been they should have been keeping an eye on this guy anyway. So we got all this mass surveillance, and we all know that our phones are all connected to this grid. They're trying to roll out the whole 5G smart grid system where they're doing this mass surveillance. We already know that it's about control. They got cameras all over the place. They're monitoring our emails. There's supposed to be people monitoring our online activities. Like if you put in a search engine for something on Google and then you get on your Facebook later, you start seeing ads popping up about that or stories popping up. Hey, this might interest you. You know what I'm saying? We see that stuff all the time. It happened to me with that whole gold rose thing. I made a post about gold roses, and then all of a sudden, like, every time I get on the Facebook, I see an ad for the gold roses. It's like they have these algorithms working where they can sit here and they know what we got going on online. So if with all this surveillance and information gathering, why would they not be able to catch one kid who is showing obvious signs of someone who's going to be trouble in the near future? People were saying that he was in some I don't know, they said like a couple nights before or the night before the shooting that the kid was on YouTube live stream with some group of people. They were talking about making bombs. That's not a red flag? Come on, man. Somebody should have been knocking on his door like, hey, because they're talking about doing that type of stuff anyway. You remember on Minority Report, the whole pre-crime division? They don't really need to have these precogs in this little room hooked up to these wires and all that. All they gotta do is use the information that they have, all this info collecting technology, and then they can figure out who's gonna be trouble if that's what they were really trying to do. But I don't think that's what's going on. Miss Empress in the house, Sharonda Crawford, what's good? All right, so there was that. There was a drill. They're sitting here, man. Anyway, then there was this profile. The kid, mentally ill. It's always somebody that's mentally ill, oddly enough, So, moving along. As far as the people being interviewed, as far as the people being interviewed, after this shooting, as always, as per usual, the actors were terrible. There was one where there was the interview. It was just dragging along, man. It was just dragging out, and it's like the lady was just standing there with these two little girls, and the little girl just had all the time in the world to get her story out. And I mean, she was just going all the way through. Okay, this happened, and they were saying this and this, blah. So what happened? They let the little girl go through her whole story. She's talking about, well, he just came in, and you know, we heard gunshots, and everybody was scared. But the thing is, she was like smiling the whole time. You know, I mean, if this was a child that was like in distress, that was all distraught from this whole shooting that just took place, then why exactly is she standing there smiling? I mean, that should have been one of those, another one of those red flags. But I mean, yeah, like you said, Miss Jones, like nobody was really upset. And actually, I saw this lady that I'm Facebook friends with. She sat here and she went over how she typed in the comment on her video how she used to take acting classes and how she could just cry on cue. And she did like a 2-minute video on Facebook of her crying. She was just going through the whole thing. She's crying real tears, she was doing the most. And I thought she was actually there. And then like the last 3 seconds of the video, she like puts the stone face back on and says and then turns the video off. Like she was fronting the whole time. She was a better actor than these crisis actors for these things. So I thought that was cool. As far as the interviews, y'all saw the picture going around. The interview, it was like this older guy had a mustache, these big glasses, but he had on that Mason hat. Had it with the symbol and all that, the G and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's toss another red flag out there for that one. So the only guy you can interview is some dude, you know, with these big old shades on, and then he just happens to be wearing a big hat with the Mason symbol on it. So come on, man. And as always, you know, there's a drill. Then there's you know, people coming back like saying, hey, there was Craigslist ads out, you know, a while ago looking for crisis actors, you know, in that area for this or that. I mean, that's always something to be on the lookout for, is these Craigslist ads where they're saying, okay, we're gonna need people to participate in this drill for, you know, in case of this event or that. You know what I'm saying? It's always something going on like that, and it'll pretty much serve as prior warning that something is gonna be going on. So there's the Craigslist ads I talked about. There was something else I saw, man. I'll get back to that. There was another video I saw. I saw a video. It was a guy. He was like just recording from home. Had his computer up, and he was looking online on one of the search engines, and the stories for the shooting in Florida, they were like 2 and 3 days old. He was saying it was from this county. You could see, okay, this article is saying that it was, and they were given the shooter's name, they were given the same school and all that. Like, they were reporting on this days before it actually happened, and the guy was sitting here showing it on the video on his Facebook, and I watched that earlier. I'm like, wow. So another red flag for this whole situation with the mass shooting. Man, like, people had prior warning about that whole thing, man. You know, it's showing that, like, stories from like Sunday about a shooting that just happened yesterday, and I mean, it was crazy how that was going on. Look, there was another video I saw earlier, man, and I mean, all this stuff is out here. It's like there was one video that was reporting, okay, so yeah, the shooter's now in custody. He's been he's being medevaced out to the hospital and all that. We have him on a stretcher, and they're talking through this, and they're showing police on the scene and paramedics and all that. And then they take a stretcher out of the ambulance, and they're saying that they have the shooter in custody. That's what they're reporting. Hold up. They're reporting that they have the shooter in custody on a stretcher, but they bring the stretcher out and nobody was on it. Wait for that. You're going to see that somewhere. Nobody was on the flipping stretcher, people. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, are you kidding me? Kelly, look for that. Morky, look for that. There was nobody on the stretcher. Seriously. That was craziness. And they're really reporting like, okay, this is what's going on. I'm like, come on, man. There's nobody even on the stretcher. Like, oh, okay, so moving along. Stretcher with no one on it. Craziness. If that's not a red flag, if that's not, just blatant in your face, something's going on, I don't know what is. But I think they do these things for multiple reasons. I mean, one, they're trying to push the gun control agenda. Other than that, they're trying to push for martial law. I'm guessing it's part of the Agenda 21, the population control aspect of things. It's crazy. It's crazy. And on top of it going beyond Valentine's Day, it goes beyond that. Like, that may have very well been like a real sacrifice, and that's kind of what I was saying earlier as far as that shooting goes. If 17 people did actually die, I'm pretty sure somebody's going to be able to find, doing the gematria and all that, seeing some numbers pop up here and there. There's always Valentine's Day massacre. Then there was the one lady who was, just crying out in front of everybody, and the picture that they put up, on MSN, because I had opened the browser yesterday, the woman that they put up there was a blonde woman, and she had the ash cross on her forehead. And a friend of mine was saying that she thinks that's like the mark of the beast, and I'm like, it might be. They're getting people ready to put something on their forehead. I don't know, but it showed that lady, but she was also in another situation. It's like people do these memes, and they can do like this whole recognize one face from here. It was showing the woman with the ashes on her forehead in one picture, and then it showed another picture where she was like supposed to be a nurse, like working at the hospital or something. It was the same woman. This is what they do. Like everybody knows that one girl, that meme with the one girl wear the black pants with the white sweater, she's on her phone, like, everybody's seen her. Everybody's seen those memes with that girl, and she's been in so many different things. It's like they keep using the same people. But that's why I like this community, and how everybody's all up on it, just as far as looking for these red flags and then putting it out there for everybody to see. I'm saying, I didn't say that it's fake in that nobody died. That's not what I'm saying. That's absolutely not what I'm saying. What I am saying is, these things don't just happen. Not all the time. No. I don't believe so anyway. I'm saying these events, man, it's crazy to see where this stuff is going. On top, I mean, it's like they will literally kill people for real if they continue to, get in their way or to push some sort of agenda. Like, I mean, we already know that they're, probably feeling the heat because there are more people waking up to the whole deception of, a lot of things that's going on. This whole idea of gun control, the whole idea of this system of governance, because what it is, it's like, as we realize more and more that we can communicate so quickly with each other, we realize that the root of this whole government system, how things used to go, it was always some guy. It was like the people would elect a representative to go from their town, their city, province, or whatever, their state, and then go out to Washington, meet up with all the other leaders, and, you know, express to them what they were told was the will of the people. It's like they're carrying a message from the people. The people vote for this representative. He goes over here, meets up with all these other leaders, and says, okay, this is what the people want. This is what we're trying to do. We don't really need that anymore, because we can communicate amongst ourselves all across the world in real time. We don't need to elect some dude to go anywhere and tell anybody anything for any of us. That's just what it is. And you're right, they have been playing this for years. So, you know, the whole idea of government, that's not really necessary for us. But they keep us busy with so many things that you know, people won't even take the time to sit down and consider that. You know, I mean, why do we need somebody to go tell somebody something that you can tell them yourself? I mean, why can't we, as people in a small community, you know, govern ourselves in this in like a smaller sector? We don't need this whole system, to be honest with you. Flat out elected. What's going on, man? But yeah, look, so there was another article on this thing talking about how, you know, there were familiar responses from Congress. Now let's do a little wordplay. On that. You know that the government representatives at Congress are going to be calling for gun control. So let's break this down. When you're trying to make a decision in your life, you come to a point to where, you know, there's something that you want to do. Is like a big decision. Do I want to move? Because I got this job over here. It's going to pay this much. If I do this, if I do that. Typically, what people want to convey as a means of making decisions is write out a list of pros and cons, the positives and the negatives. So the pros are the positive, that's the, you know, good ideas. The cons are, of course, the negative. So, you know, you think about the word progress, P-R-O-G-R-E-S-S. You know, that means like the process of making positive moves. You're moving forward. Okay, you're making some sort of forward momentum happen in some situation, and that's progress. Okay, so what exactly does Congress mean? Pro is positive, con is negative. We got a group of people running the country, and the name of this group is called Congress. Just think about the play on words there. Anyway, oh, also I heard that's what they call a let me see, was it a herd of some sort of monkey? I don't know. Anyway, Congress. Look that up. It might be gorillas, might be some smaller monkey. Well, no telling. But anyway, so that's the whole idea of government. But it's easier to control an unarmed population. Just think about that, because I mean, if you look throughout history, you'll see one of the first things that happened in some sort of you know, situation where there was a massive amount of people who were murdered, who were killed off in a you know, a city, state, in a country. One of the first things that always happened was they lost their guns. That was just it. You know, if you can't defend yourself, that just puts the people who are armed in a better position to control those who are not. So if they just sit here and you know, try to push this agenda to take our guns away, then, you know, that's essentially going to go against the whole Second Amendment of the Constitution, which is our God-given right to arm ourselves and defend ourselves if necessary. And all soldiers take that oath to defend against enemies, both foreign and domestic. I don't know. You know any soldiers around here? Do they know what domestic means? Because that means that we got problems right here. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I'm saying, foreign and domestic. They have the idea at Congress that they can. Oh yeah, baboons. Thank you. Congress, group of baboons is what that's called. Okay, so trying to pass laws to restrict the usage of guns. Now, if I understand correctly, and I'm a simple guy, the idea of passing laws, well, you're passing laws to govern guns. The only people who are actually going to respect those laws are the law-abiding citizens. So criminals aren't really going to adhere to those laws because, by definition, what they do is break the law. Right? Just some simple stuff. Just simple connecting the dots. Criminals aren't going to respect freaking gun laws. They can pass all the laws they want. They can set up these, gun-free zones. You know what a gun-free zone is? That creates a soft target environment, easily. You got a bunch of people running around who can't arm themselves. There could be one dude with a pistol, and he can just run in there and dominate the place because everybody else, all they got is like sticks and stones, maybe. But geez, man, it just doesn't make any sense. Gonna pass laws. Criminals are gonna break laws. That's what they do. But I mean, there's just that. I don't know. Let me see. What time is it? Oh man, yeah, I only got a couple minutes. Let me handle one more thing real quick. Solution to this thing. If I don't know, something that could help with the economic stimulus aspect of things, be a benefit to society, and probably keep some kids safe. How about we go ahead and order some hire veterans, hire retired veterans, give them a firearm and let them patrol the schools and keep the kids safe. I'm pretty sure some veterans would take that job and they would love it. They would love it. I mean, that's a simple solution, but they're not really trying to fix anything. That's why the FDA isn't doing anything to fix the environment. That's why the IRS is taking your money. That's why, school system is creating slave culture. Not really so much teaching people what to think, but teaching people how to think. They're teaching people what to think. But, there's that. They're not trying to create solutions. I mean, seriously, that's just it. Have some of these ex-soldiers be on patrol with an M16 or a M4 or something, AR-15 at the schools, and protect the kids. I don't think anybody would be running in there trying to shoot up the place. But, that's just me thinking outside the sphere. Anyway, got to go ahead and get back upstairs. Gonna go ahead and wrap this one up a little bit. Jason, what's up? Do some shout outs. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in for this lunchtime live stream. Just hanging out with y'all. 200 people. Good Lord, thank you. Oh man, there were some donations. I didn't even see that. Who was that? All right, I'm gonna thank you for that. So that was Flat Earth Mind people. Check out how Portugal solved the drug problem. All right, I'll have to look that up. Thank you for the donation. Peanuts Clark, thank you very much. All right. Oh yeah, occult means hidden, basically. I feel you. Thank you, Peanuts and Flat Earth Minds people. Appreciate the donations. Thank you all for showing up, hanging out with me for a few minutes, and yeah, just keep an eye out as far as this shooting. See how things develop out here. Shout out the crew. Let me see. Earth Autocorrect, what's going on? Shane Cummings, Justin Sapp, what's good? Let me see. Flat Out Elected is in the house. Miss Empress, Side Warrior, what's good? I saw DITRH, what's up, Dave? Flat Accord Music, my man. Blah blah. Love you too. Thank you. Justin Sapp, what's good? Remy Be Good, Paylag, Barbara, Hope, Black Superman. Taking my name? Anyway, Yogi B, what's good? What's good? Alright, Sleeping Warrior. What's up? DBZ official. Man, I'm gonna go watch some Dragon Ball Z later. Alright, what's up? Truth Fiction, Albert Jensen. Alright, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Gotta get back upstairs. Probably see you tomorrow. Everybody be safe. Be good to each other. Take care of yourself. Stay flat. See you next time. Thank you.